Yeah. So good morning. Because the time is short, let us go directly to the topic. Basically, I have decided to first give a small lecture about the basics. Then we will take the questions and I will try to clarify your doubt. Okay. Now we will just start. So the next half an hour we'll be seeing a few points about the introduction. Then we'll discuss about the COVID. Then we'll see why lockdown is needed. Then the economic impact of the pandemic, and then how to prepare for the present and future. So basically, before going into this topic, I would like to discuss few general phenomena with you. One will be the Kubler-Ross grief cycle. Next will be a Dunning-Kruger effect, and then it will be a valley of death phenomenon. We'll see what they are. So basically, to start with, we are seeing here something called Kubler-Ross grief cycle. Okay, this is basically what happens with everyone when they are hearing something which they don't like. It can be any bad news. For example, for a student, it can be a news that he failed in that exam, or suddenly someone lost the job, or they didn't get a promotion, or it is that factory is on fire. Any bad news, what happens is, as soon as the news comes, the human brain denies it. It just says that no, it can't be true, you are telling a lie. Then after some time, after denial, the person gets angry and he shouts at everyone. For example, this is an anger phase. In what happens is, this anger phase in public. For example, when some big leaders die, the followers usually break the buses and break the shops. That is the manifestation of the anger phase. Then what happens is, comes the bargaining phase. Here what happens is, this person tries to blame everyone and anyone except himself for the trouble. So he says that no, this is not possible. I wrote the exam only very well, only that the teacher did not correct properly. No, this is virus is a China virus. All such conspiracy theories and everything happened during the bargaining phase. And if you all know, you should know about that famous story of a fox which tried to get a grape, but it could not get the grape, and it then told that the grapes are sour. In Tamil, we call it as chichi in the palam pulikyo. That is actually a bargaining phase of the grief cycle. After bargaining phase, what happens? The person goes into depression, and then after some time he tries to test various things, and then he accepts. So this is a common thing in any unexpected phenomenon. So now, because of this pandemic, you should be in one of these phases. Either you can be in denial, saying that there is no pandemic at all, this is all some conspiracy, or you can be anger either at the virus or at the lockdown, or you can be thinking, okay, I need some rest, let it be less, or you are in depressed that you are not able to work and you are in a your plans are off, or you are testing a new strategy, or you are accepted that this has to be going on. This is grief cycle in brief. Now let us come to something called as Dunning-Kruger effect. What it means is, first you don't know anything about anything. For example, you want to ride a bicycle, you don't know how to ride a bicycle, and you start riding this bicycle. After 2 or 3 days of riding, your confidence levels just boost up. You think that, oh, this is all in riding a bicycle, I know everything. Then what happens? You fall down and have a bruise. Then you suddenly you get very jittery. No, riding a cycle is very difficult, I have to learn more. Then slowly you start learning again. This happens in business also. You start a business, you think that you know everything about it. Suddenly some untoward event happens, and then what happens is, you just then come to the here, and then slowly goes. So here what this means is, when you don't know something, you have very high confidence. For example, if you don't know about disinfectant, you can say boldly that you can take a disinfectant, pour disinfectant into the lungs and clean the virus. That is called as overconfidence. And as your competence levels increases, your confidence gradually increases. Yeah. In Tamil, this is called as Kuraigudam. And here, when we are more confident, you call it as Niraigudam, and you all know that Kuraigudam Koothadum, whereas when the pot is full, it doesn't oscillate. Now, this Dunning-Kruger effect also happens in growth of any business. For example, if a new hotel opens in our town, what will happen is immediately everyone will want to know how there is a taste. For example, take a porta shop in Thuthukudi, everyone will want to know how the taste, and the sales will immediately rise up. Then after the first, if the taste is good or bad, then there will be a drop in the sales, and then there will be a natural growth. So any business, any profession, it follows the same way. First, there is the various stages of growth, and either it can come down or it can sustain. It can grow a bit or it can grow exponentially. Even this pandemic may be like this. Today it is coming here. What will happen after 8 months? We don't know. Suppose you are able to find a vaccine, it will go like this. If you are not able to find a vaccine, it can go like this or this or this. And what we need to know about this valley of death phenomenon is any business grows exponentially in the initial phases, then comes down, then it can rise again or die altogether. If it rises again, we call it as valley of despair. If it dies, we call it as valley of death. And now, what about pandemics or wars? It will bring the valley of despair earlier, or it may make the fall steeper, or it can convert the valley of despair into valley of death. And now, what you should be very, very clear about this is every business goes through ups and downs. And after something comes down, it may again go up. But what if it is happening in the valley of death period is once it comes down, it may never go up. So you should be very clear. If your revenue is less, or if your footfall is less, if your profit is less, you have to be very clear that it is not a seasonal down, but it can be a permanent down. So you need to realize this. Now we'll come to we have completed the introduction. Now we'll come to about a few points about the virus itself. So what is very simple is coronavirus infection. It's a war between a man and a microbe. For example, let us see. This is a fort. Actually, this is a photo of Panjalanguruchi fort near Thuthukudi. And assuming that there are 100 soldiers guarding this fort, what happens when an enemy comes and attacks this fort? Suppose the enemy has 10 soldiers, the 100 soldiers in the fort will kill them in no time, and after killing them, they will seize their weapons, maps, and the attacking methods, and will be prepared for the next attack. What will happen if the enemy has 1,000 soldiers? The 100 soldiers in the fort will be killed by the 1,000 soldiers of the enemy, and the fort will fall down. What happens when the enemy's weapons and other details are already known to the soldiers in the fort? In this case, even when lots of soldiers come, these 100 people can pinpoint their attack and defeat all the 1,000. What happens if the enemy has 100 soldiers? Then the strengths are equal, so there will be a siege around the fort, and the enemy cannot enter in, but at the same time, the enemy cannot be chased away. What happens if 200 soldiers come? So what will happen is, they will be able to kill the soldiers in the fort and enter the fort. But once inside the fort, there will be another round of soldiers guarding the palace. And now, instead of the siege at the fort wall, the siege will be at the palace. Now, the same thing is in COVID. For example, if the incoming viral load is very low, the body's immunity will kill the virus. If the viral load is very high, the virus overpowers our immune system, can cause pneumonia, ARDS, and death. Suppose you have a vaccine for this virus, then you need not worry about the viral load. Now assume that the body defense is waging a valiant battle and holding the virus at throat, then you have to be very careful that you are not getting another viral load. Assume the viral load is a bit high, then you will have sore throat, upper respiratory tract infection, but the virus may not cause pneumonia. Now what will happen is you are having no symptom at all. Suppose you are exposed to another set of virus, then you may get the disease. So what you need to understand very carefully in this disease is, today you may look as normal, but still the virus will be in the throat, but it will not be able to cause a disease to you. But if you get more virus, you may get a pneumonia and you may have to get admitted. Similarly, from asymptomatic you can become symptomatic, or from symptomatic you can get sore throat, or for asymptomatic you can get sore throat. All depends on how much virus you are exposed. So just like how if more enemy soldiers come, the fort will fall down. If more virus enters your throat, your immune system will break. So what you have to be very, very careful is you have to reduce the amount of virus entering your throat. So this is what I had already explained. When you are in scenario 4, if 200 soldiers come, you will go to scenario 5. If you are in scenario 5, 100 soldiers come, you will go to scenario 6. And when you are in scenario 4 with 200 more soldiers, you will directly go to scenario 6. That is, more the viral load, more severe is the disease. So what happens is, now you are having a small amount of virus. You are meeting 10 people, and of the 10, if one is having an infection, you get sore throat. Suppose you are meeting 10 people and you are having sore throat. If you are meeting 10 people and if one of you give a viral load, you get pneumonia. Suppose you are not having any problem, but if you are meeting 100 people, 10 people will give you virus, and then you may have a severe disease. So the more people you meet with virus, the more severe disease you have. That is exactly why you need a social distancing, isolation, and quarantine. And this is why we need a lockdown. Now, let us come back to our fort. Now, when this 100 soldiers are fighting, if your friendly helicopter comes and kills the enemy soldiers, you win. This helicopter is nothing but brushing and mouthwash and gargling. So what happens is, your immune system is fighting with the virus, and now you try to give a gargle with salt water or use mouthwash and brush the teeth, and now this kills the virus and your immune system wins. But one thing you have to be very, very careful is, the friendly helicopter can help you only if the virus is outside the fort. If they entered inside the building, the helicopter won't work. Same way, brushing and gargling will work only when the virus is at the throat. The virus has gone to the lungs and or blood, then brushing won't work. So what you have to do, you have to stay at home, you have to stay indoor, you have to meet less people, you have to have maximum distance between the people, you have to keep the meeting time minimum, you have to follow the government rules, trust the government, and don't follow rumors. So now we have seen why about 2 topics. Let us go through the next 3 topics soon. So why is lockdown needed? Lockdown is needed first to save lives, and then to reduce the infections and that need treatment. So when you are actually reducing the treatment, what you are reducing is, you are reducing the cost of treatment in a private hospital. It essentially means that after the lockdown, when you want to invest in your business, you have more money, and you are also reducing the cost of treatment in the GH, which means that government has more money, so it charges less tax from your business. In short, this lockdown to reduce the viral load is needed to improve your economy after the pandemic. Now let us come to see the economic impact of pandemic. We will divide it into general and specific. By specific, what we mean is, few businesses will grow and few businesses will dwindle. And when it can impact during the pandemic, and it can impact after the pandemic. So if you put a combination, you will get lots of combinations. One is a set of business which will dwindle now and close down permanently, a set of businesses which will dwindle now and grow later, another business which will grow now and continue to grow later, and another business which will grow now and dwindle later. So you can remain the same and convert it into a 3x3 matrix with the 9 groups. For simplicity, I have put a 2x2 matrix. Now coming to movies with the cinema, the movie culture we have developed over past 4 decades. We have heroes, directors having fans, and these fans come and see the movie on the first day or first week, and irrespective of how bad the movie is, they pay for it. Now, what is the difference between this and the Amazon Prime model? In Amazon, the producer gets money depending on how much time the movie is watched. So if the movie is good and I watch it twice or thrice, the producer gets more money. If the movie is okay and if I watch it once, the producer gets money. If I watch it only for 30 minutes and switch over to something else, the producer gets less money. So the difference is, in a Amazon model, how much money the producer earns depends on how much time I watch it. So this opening has no meaning. And if I'm watching the movies again and again, the producer gets more money. So this is actually a paradigm shift in cinema business. Hereafter, slowly the cinema theaters may close down. Maybe all theaters may not close down, but definitely the number will come down, and the money paid to the heroes and directors will come down. Theaters which has closed down now may find it difficult to open, and along with that, the milk abhishekas and the cutout practices may also go. The Amazon Prime, Netflix will grow during pandemic and will be the predominant model in future. So this entertainment industry, if you see, is flipped. There will be more value for contents like 4 decades ago. Businesses which depend on theater will have to close. So cinema theater, for example, the beverages, the parking, cutouts, flexboards, event management during movie releases, theater auto stand, Uber, Ola, satellite streaming services. This satellite streaming is the streaming services for the theaters, and all this will have an impact. But at the same time, there is a good quality content, there is a chance of growth. Low budget movies will come out, home theaters will come, high speed internet will come, handheld devices or table devices will come. And same way, if you see food, the fine dining restaurants may decline and close down, whereas Uber Eats, Swiggy, Zomato, community kitchens in both residential areas and offices will come up. And there will be more ideas for community kitchen, home delivery for old age people, and food tailored to their health condition may increase. And again, in air condition industry, the centralized AC will be less, whereas the room AC will be more hereafter. And in hospitals also will be impacted. The cost of PPE, cost of social distancing will lead to increased bill for the patient, which means less patients can afford, which means less patients coming to private hospitals, which means more patients coming to GH, and all this have to be factored in. And schools also may have to think about having the school back at tree under the tree with enough social distancing. And what businesses will grow and grow? Video calls will grow, online meetings will grow, collaborative tools like Google Docs will grow, and high speed internet will be growing. And there will be some businesses which will grow now and decline later, and there are very few, but for completion sake I have included one, and this is one. In case you have found out what business I am referring to, well and good. If not also, don't worry. And now we have seen the economic impact, and now let us prepare for the present and future. So this is what Charles Darwin said. He said that if you are not adapting for change, you will won't survive. So the lesson from the pandemic will be, don't look at what will happen to your field. Okay, your field may survive, but look at what will happen to your specific roles. So if some big articles in business papers comes that this field will come up, this field will go up, this field, don't, they are all rubbish. Don't take spend too much time on those things. Look at your exact role in your industry. Try to analyze that whether that role will grow or not. Whatever be your industry, whatever be your company, just look at the impact of this pandemic on your role. Don't look at your company as a whole, or don't look at your business as a whole. And you think beyond lockdown. Lockdown may be for the next 1 week or so, but even after that, because of the pandemic, there will be a lot of changes in how we have been carrying out till now, and few component in your industry will go. So what you have to do is, you have to keep aside your bias, sit, find which part of the industry will grow, tune up your skills, make plans, adjust, and be ready to sail with the wind. And remember that what you are going to see hereafter is not just a demand supply problem. The cost will be determined also by affordability and plausibility. So far, a cost of any product or services depended only on the demand and supply, but post pandemic, there will be two more factors coming into play. And the economy in general will be down because your client buyer has less money to spend, you earn less, and then you have to learn to spend less. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to think how many times per month you ate in hotel in 1990s, how many dresses you bought per year in 1990, and just have a critical analysis and decide. So I think I have briefly covered all this. If there are any questions, okay. Coming to the take-home messages, it's very simple. Everyone is affected, not just you. Any knowledge, skill, experience you have will have its use post-lockdown. So And so don't worry, come out of all these phases of grief cycle and accept the truth as soon as possible. Keep aside your wish, likes, dislike, bias. Take a scientific and calculated decision regarding your future. And I am sure that you can survive this lockdown and come out. So I think any questions?
யாருக்கும் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருந்தா கொஞ்சம் டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தா கேட்கலாம். நீங்களே அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு திருப்பி மியூட் பண்ணிக்கிறீங்க.
Hi, Dr. Bruno. This is Joseph Randa.
Okay.
My audible?
Yeah, audible.
One question.
Yeah.
Briefly explain about the process of finding vaccine, right, for this particular virus. Right? Why it is? What are the challenges there, and when we might expect this? Right? That would be helpful.
No, actually, the problem is the process of in healthcare. It's a big, it's a very long industry. Okay, it's not like just, for example, it's like making a plane where you have to plan something now and it will come to commercial production 10 years late. So what actually happened is over the past 2 decades, the focus was not on vaccine because of the very terrific anti-vaccine lobby. So there is a set of people who just oppose the vaccines. Okay, they are called bioterrorists. Because of this anti-vaccine group, what really happened over the past 2 decades is making vaccine became very costly, and now there are very, very less number of people who are actually involved in this vaccine industry. So that's the challenge number one. And so finding a vaccine will take a longer time, and probably we may not even then. They have just have 2 vaccines, and they have started trial, one trial in UK and another trial in another trial in USA. They have started the vaccine trial, but I think we are not looking at immediate past. Even then, who will get the vaccine? What will be the cost of it? Suppose you are having the vaccine today in India, how many people can you administer a vaccine today? So when are you going to complete vaccination of the last citizen in India? It's going to be a big challenge. So vaccine is ready, it is under trial, but I don't think vaccine going to help this before this year. If at all we are going to vaccinate, it will be probably at the end of this year. So for the next 8 months, we have to learn to survive this.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any other question? So I have got a question from Chris Calvin, whether it is a man-made virus or it is just cropped up. For example, this is not the first pandemic being faced by mankind. You have you go to Wikipedia, you will see lots and lots of pandemics. For the past 2000 years, at least in recorded history, from Rome to Athens to plague to Spanish flu, viruses always come. So there is no need for man to make a virus. In fact, virus came before man itself. So it is just a natural one.
Any other questions? chat box கூட கொடுக்கலாம் சார். நீங்க क्वेश्चंस எதுவும் டைப் பண்ணா chat boxல கூட நீங்க கொடுக்கலாம்.
Yeah. Now Mr. Prabhakaran has asked a question is, once the COVID virus gets inside our body, it multiply? Yes sir, it definitely multiplies sir. My point is very, very simple. For it to enter your body, if it suppose actually by body we have to be very clear. A virus entering your throat, and then from the throat it is going inside your lungs. These are all distinct steps. Okay, so suppose you are getting 10,000 viruses today, the immune system may be able to defeat it. But when you have got 10 lakh viruses, the immune system will not be able to defeat it. So viral load is also important. It multiplies inside the body, but when only few viruses go in, the body's immune system will be able to deal with it. But when more viruses go, the body finds it difficult.
How are the authorities geared up to manage the post-lockdown world? There is fear of spread post-lockdown. How this will be managed?
So now I think this is a question to be asked to the authorities and not to me. After lockdown release, the movement of people changes. Yes, that's a challenge that we have to deal step by step. Basically, what we need to understand is this is totally an unexpected event with no experience for anyone. So there is nothing right and nothing wrong. Or everyone is doing the taking steps based on some data, some logic. So we have to go with the flow.
Okay. Then Cecil Anand has asked, Cuba claims to have medicine. Is that true?
I don't know what medicine they are referring to. What name of the drug? Vinod Paul is asked, does temperature climate plays a role in virus spread? Yes, of course. Temperature climate always plays a role in the spread of any disease, because but here what we have to understand is the all or none rule does not apply in healthcare. For example, if we say that sunlight reduces the load of virus, it does not mean sunlight kills it totally. So right now we do have data that tropical temperature reduces the viral load. So tropical temperature reduces the virus spread. It does not totally stop it, but it does reduce the spread.
Kalyan, how early we get to know whether we are with COVID symptoms?
Actually, this is for your treating doctor to decide. Basically, if you have got cough, if you have got the difficulty in breathing, if you have got diarrhea, you consult your doctor.
Okay, Bruno. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Feedback. So, SRS sir, for feedback, sir, next session. Any others? Or feedback at the Martin Francis.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Bruno. Thanks for the very informative session. உண்மையிலே பல விஷயங்களை வந்து ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாகவும் விஷுவலாகவும் நீங்க இதுல ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். என்ன மாதிரி அவுட் சைட் த சிஸ்டம் இருக்கிற நிறைய பேருக்கு இது ரொம்ப இன்ஃபர்மேட்டிவா இருந்துச்சு. ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ்.
Balaji sir. SRS Balaji sir. Sir, நான் அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டேன், நீங்க பேசலாம். Feedback by Solomon.
Thanks, Bruno, for the excellent informative session. Continue good work, and also with the sharing with a lot of information with critical information, with very analytical and very related with a scientific approach. Relating with the theories, relating with the what is the human impact, emotional impact, as well as the economic impact. It was a nice informative session, but very up to the point and within the time. You've done a great job, Bruno. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Excellent session from Bruno. Simple and apt model on the 4th model. It's really the தவிர வர எந்த ஒரு லாஜிக்குமே இதுல தேவையில்லை. It's good explanation. இது போய் நிறைய பேர் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன்லாம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. சிம்பிளா foot and shoulders model is very excellent.
Thank you.
To understand human angle. Thanks, Gilbert, for organizing.
Okay. Vote of thanks by secretary.
Yeah, you have got 1 minute.
Yeah. Prabhakar? SRS sir? சரி, ஓட் ஆஃப் தேங்க்ஸ் நானே கொடுத்துட்றேன். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு எக்ஸலண்டா நம்ம COVID-19 என்ன, ஸோ அதனுடைய கான்சிக்வன்சஸ் என்ன வரும்.
கேக்குதா?
கேக்குது. பிரபாகர் பேசுங்க
சார்.
சொல்லுங்க.
சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல क्वेश्चन கேட்டிருக்காங்க.
யார் எல்லாரும் திருப்பி கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. 1 மினிட் இருக்கு. கட் ஆனிச்சுனா திருப்பி கனெக்ட் பண்ணி உள்ள வாங்க.
ஓகே.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட்